Allie Stegall, and I'm a senior at Huntington College. With the help of my mentors at Alabama State University, I was able to conduct research on how socioeconomic status affects time of diagnosis and mortality within breast cancer patients. So our research, our objective with this research is to identify probable causes, raise awareness, and propose cancer prevention policies within Alabama. We hypothesized that socioeconomic status in combination with rural areas and racial disparity is what leads patients to get diagnosed at later stages of breast cancer, and in turn leads to higher mortality rates. We looked at the correlation between the Alabama Black Belt counties and socioeconomic status and how that relates to breast cancer rates in and outside of the Black Belt region. To find our results, we collected secondary data from several authorized government platforms, which are listed right here. The information was entered into an Excel spreadsheet to organize and analyze. The spreadsheet was then transferred to GIS, which stands for Geographical Information Systems. The software was then able to assemble and display the data geographically. This is important for our research because using visual aids to display data is easier to share to the public. And as I mentioned earlier, one of our main research outcomes is to raise awareness. Our research was focused on comparing the Alabama Black Belt counties to the counties not within the Black Belt. In Figure 3, the area highlighted in gray is the Black Belt region of Alabama. However, the Black Belt as a whole spans from Texas to Virginia and was given this name for the black soil that is good for agriculture. The region relied heavily on slave labor until the Emancipation Proclamation was issued. Following this, the freed African Americans settled in these areas to build a family and to continue a life of farming. Socioeconomic status is a way of describing someone based on their education, income, job type, and more. In Figure 4, you can see that the population makeup of Alabama. The black bars represent the black population and the white bars represent the white population. So this is the Black Belt region, still highlighted in gray, and this is non-Black Belt surrounding it. As you can see, the Alabama Black Belt counties are predominantly African American and continually face disparities in education, unemployment, poverty, healthcare, and economics. We believe these factors affect the stage of breast cancer screening and survival. The biggest indicator of socioeconomic status that we looked at was poverty. A lot of factors go into poverty, but the main ones are inequality and risk. If you look at Figure 5, the black lines indicate the Black Belt counties, and the white lines indicate the other counties within Alabama. The graph is showing the poverty rate percent for each county. The average poverty rate is shown by this dotted line right here. It is 16.8%. And as you can also see, all of the Alabama Black Belt counties are higher than that 16.8% average. To better understand the differences in poverty level, Figure 6 shows ranges of the poverty level with different colors. The darkest shade of red is indicated mostly focused in the Alabama Black Belt counties and shows us 27 to 43% poverty rates. And the light colors, which are around here, are 8 to 15% poverty rates. As you can see, the Black Belt communities have much higher poverty levels. You may notice some surrounding counties with high poverty levels too. You can see those in Pickens, Monroe, Clark, Conecuh, and another few. Many of these counties are rural communities facing similar issues to the Black Belt region. However, what makes the Alabama Black Belt the focus of our work is the population makeup of these counties. They are predominantly African American, which leads us to believe the disparities we found could be race related. Our other parameter to evaluate socioeconomic status is unemployment rates. In 2022, Alabama had roughly 58,600 unemployed residents. In Figure 7, we see a decrease from 2021 to 2022, which is likely the effects of the COVID pandemic slowing down. However, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, Alabama is the 4th in the nation for unemployment rates. In Figure 8, the dark blue indicates higher levels of unemployment rates. As you can see, the darker shaded counties are focused within that Black Belt region. To get a better understanding of this, I did a statistical analysis of the unemployment percentages and found that the unemployment rates are significantly higher in the Alabama Black Belt counties. Breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer among women in the United States. In Figure 10, we can see there is a steady incline from 1999 to 2019 within Alabama. In Figure 11, breast cancer is shown as the second most prevalent cancer type in Alabama across the entire population, and is among the top 5 for cancer-related deaths as seen in Figure 12.
Is it still there? Do this one.
Sorry. In Figure 13, we see that breast cancer rates are higher in the rural communities and within the Black Belt. I did a statistical analysis of breast cancer incidence, late stage, and death rates in Alabama counties. To create the graphs, I found the averages of each situation for Black Belt counties, then the non-Black Black Belt counties. Then found the significance of the differences by using the F-test, T-test, and p-values. In Figure 14, the incidence of breast cancer is slightly higher, but the difference is not significant. This is expected because breast cancer is an unavoidable disease. The discrepancies come in on Figure 15. The late-stage incidence is significantly higher in the Alabama Black Belt counties, as opposed to the non-Black Belt. This trend continues into Figure 16, where the death rate is significantly higher in the Black Belt. In the predominantly African-American counties, the makeup of the Black Belt region, we found these rural communities are disproportionately experiencing poverty and unemployment. These communities are experiencing high levels of late-stage breast cancer and high breast cancer-caused death rates compared to surrounding areas. I was on the wrong side. Sorry. This work is just a glimpse into a much bigger issue. The Alabama Black Belt counties are exposed to environmental risk more than other counties and have less access to green foods. The high levels of poverty and limited access to healthcare in these counties are huge factors that lead to the higher amounts of late-stage breast cancer and higher death rates. However, research like this is what will propel change in these areas. We can address these issues by advocating for access to affordable healthcare, better transportation to healthcare facilities, and economic growth to alleviate poverty levels. Here are my references for the data that was shown. And I would like to especially thank my mentors, Dr. Allegan, Dr. Sela, and Dr. Mishra for their time and help while working on this project. I would also like to thank the NIH and NSF for supporting this research, as well as Huntington College, W.E.B. Du Bois Honors Program, and the Cancer Biology Research and Training Program at Alabama State. Thank you.
All right, time for a couple questions.
The hardest part was probably finding the data to analyze, finding places that had all data for every single county.
sort of databases did you find?
The CD, I can go back to
Yep.
the 3 through 12. You had to get through a lot to find them.
Do you know anything about what the data collection for Alabama looks like compared to other states? If they probably doing a good job of collecting data.
A lot of the issues we found was the population was lower in a lot of those rural communities. And so there's a certain number that has to surpass before they're allowed to record it for like personal data issues. So probably in higher populated states, it's easier to get data.
What next steps would you recommend these counties enact to help counteract kind of the higher rates of breast cancer?
Yeah. There definitely needs to be a lot more healthcare facilities available. They're mostly located along I-65, which is Huntsville, Birmingham, Mobile. Montgomery's included in that as well, which is along the in the Black Belt. Anything. There's so many issues that go into this, way beyond cancer as well, so.
Can I also support Alex's? If you look at the, look, I'm one of the last. If you look at the distribution of resources, they are located in Mobile, Montgomery, Huntsville, Tuscaloosa, and Auburn. And Birmingham, that will be the way. If you go horizontally, there's nothing. In Montgomery, we have 200 plus doctors because of Jackson. The next county, which is Lowndes County, has 1 doctor. Birmingham has 700 plus doctors. Why Lowndes County has only 1? So how do we distribute it? So all the idea that we are putting together answers your question is the policy is supposed to change. The policy is not going to change. The one gentleman sitting here from England, he said the doctors, when you get the doctorate, you need to be placed by the government. You work in the rural county for a number of years. Then you come back to Birmingham. But I don't know another medical doctor. Especially, I don't know how this works. Because everybody goes to Birmingham and we are leaving the horizontal population. That's the biggest burden that right now we have. So that's why Alison is looking at what kind of a policy we can propose to the state. And by the way, I want to share that Alison graduating from Huntington, and she has been accepted in Tulane for PhD program.
I have a. Oops,
Oh,
sorry.
go ahead.
I have a kind of second answer to that. The Equal Justice Initiative in Montgomery is working towards making healthcare more available within those rural areas. So look out for that.
Thank you, Allison.